So I just got back a number of hours ago now from another AnotheranimeCon in Manchester, New Hampshire, but I haven't had time yet to change. And I've been trying to make this video into some kind of like not mess, but you know what? We're gonna have at it. And my computer erased the other one, and I was like, why you do that though? Why you do that, computer? Why you gonna be like that? You didn't have to break my heart. You didn't have to set fire to the rain. Watch it pour as you delete my video. Anyway, so I did literally so many things at another anime convention this year. I think the only thing I didn't do was participate in chess, which would have overlapped with a panel I was supposed to be at, and which that got messed up anyway, so I kind of wish I had applied for chess. I don't think I did. We did a panel. East Blue Cosplay did the Kaidan Kai panel, the 1,000 Ghost Stories panel, or 100 Ghost Stories panel. And the way that works is we each tell a couple of ghost stories, and we talk about the history of the Kaidan Kai. But usually we get through about 6 to 7 stories per panel, and I think we told like 7. It was my second time telling the turtle story, the Supon turtle story, which I don't know how people feel about it. I'm probably not going to tell it again, but I liked it mostly because I don't know if you ever noticed this giant tank behind me. It's got a turtle in it, and like animal spirits are not very common in traditional Kaidan, but every once in a while they are there, and they will usually focus on something like a turtle, which is a very powerful animal, particularly in Japanese lore. But they usually focus on women, really angry women, that's fun. It's what like The Ring is based off. The Ring is based off of Kiku and the 10 Plates, I believe is what it is based off. Could have that wrong, but I'll post a link to that in the description, like down below, and we'll get that taken care of. And then let's see, after I did that, we had a little bit of time to kill, and we kind of wandered around. We looked for dinner. We couldn't find dinner, so we drove to Chipotle. And, like, this Chipotle was, like, a 10-minute drive from the convention center. The girl who cashed me out at Chipotle knew who I was. I'm wearing Julius. I'm wearing, like, I've got colors, I've got feathers, I've got cross, I got like, everything. I do not look like a person. People are looking at me strange, and I'm like, eat it, I don't care. And she's like, are you from that game with the farm? And I'm like, what? And she's like, with a Wii game. And I'm like, you're talking about Harvest Moon? And she's like, yeah, you're the one that works in the accessory shop. And I was like, oh my god. I am 10 minutes from the convention center, and the girl taking my order knows who I am. This is like a miracle. No other person is daring to look in my direction. She has an idea of who I am, even in the crudest sense. Lady, you were just fantastic. Thank you for playing video games and being a person. I don't care if you didn't know who my character was. Lady, you are a gamer girl, and I love you. You're perfect the way you are. Keep playing video games if that's what you choose to do. If you don't, you are not any less of a person. You are perfect. So then we got back into our car, and we drove back to the convention center so that I could be the adult dating game. And the adult dating game was super fun. I love adult dating games versus the regular dating games more, only because I have such a difficult time having a filter. And I think it's more fun just to say what's on my mind 80% of the time. At a convention, wow, I have no filter. It is very difficult I'm like, the people around me, they might not be the right age for me to be using profanities. I'm so sorry if you are a baby. So we got to be in the adult dating game. I was in the 3rd round, and everyone was so funny. It was legitimately a really good show. And then after that, we went back to the hotel room, and I went to bed because I'm old and I'm so tired all the time. The next day we got up and I started throwing on Julius. Actually, before I went to bed, I got back to my hotel room and I realized I hadn't brought contact lens solution. Oh no. My contact lenses, they slept together for the rest of the convention. Yeah, it was kind of like this. Yeah, my contact lenses, they kind of grinded together because I dumped out the fluid that Julius's contacts had been sleeping in, and I got back to the room and I couldn't take him out. And I was like, well, deal with it. So I did. Oh well. I'm gonna fix it in a minute because I gotta take him out. But yeah, so the next morning I got up, I put Julius back on, and I headed out, and they set me free into the convention. And I went to my judging time. And the judges loved me, and I was really excited about that. Like, they were very receptive. And like when judges poke and prod you at a convention, it can mean a couple of things. It means they're looking for flaws in your costume. They love the costume, your fabric choices, and things like that. Color matching it. It's one of those things that's like where I've judged before and I've run these competitions before. I'm always like, I overanalyze when I go into these things of what they're going to ask me and things like I go into it like going, what are they going to ask? What are they going to look at? What are they going to want to look at? Like, but I felt prepared, except for my lack of reference. But I was like, I have a smartphone. I didn't print it out. My printer was out of ink. Sorry, y'all. But always bring a reference. I'm literally I was the meanest Hall Cosplay coordinator, and I was like, if you don't have a reference, you need to see me before the convention starts, because we need to bring up a reference and make you go print it out of Kinko's or something. I was like the meanest person ever about it, and there I was standing with no reference in front of me. Oops. But we had tablets in the room, so it was kind of accommodating. Welcome to the 21st century. But it was one of those things that, like, when they're flipping up seams, looking if something surged, and everything was surged, and I was so ecstatic that I had surged the whole thing. And they loved my fabric choices, they loved everything, and I was like, oh my god, I get negative feedback in here? Or like some... And I was like, it's one of those things that, like, when you don't hear negative feedback, you get nervous, because it means, well, it could mean they're being polite about it. I don't know, I spent the whole time wondering about that. So I got out of my judging time, and I ran around like an idiot for the remainder of the day until the masquerade. And we went on stage and did my sassy walk across the stage, did a couple poses, went off stage, and I was like, yeah, everyone is so nice, all these people are so beautiful. There were so many beautiful costumes. If I could literally live off of just being around pretty costumers, I would, if I could make a living off of it. But the thing is, I don't want to make costumes for other people. Like, I want to make my own costumes and not have to do it for other people. So that's the thing. Maybe I'll just make, like, accessories for people. But I don't know. Costuming has just always been for me. But yeah, so they started announcing the winners. So they started out with a Hall Cosplay people, and oh my gosh, all these people were so gorgeous. And they announced the second place. They announced all the novices, and they were all beautiful, beautiful cosplayers. And they announced the second place for the advanced division. And she was gorgeous, gorgeous dress. Oh my gosh, we were chatting before we went up there, and she was just the most beautiful little thing I'd ever seen in my life. And then they started describing the winner for the advanced division, and I was like, oh, this must be someone else. Because I didn't think it could be me. And then they made this joke while they were judging me, and they're like, when you come in next year to compete, we are all going to be wearing Julius. Every single one of us will be Julius. Because there's just so many colors and fun things on him that he just is just a fun costume. He's literally, every costumer's like wet dream as far as like a fun kind of costume to put together. But they were like, we were all going to be wearing Julius when you show up next year. All of us. I was like, oh, okay. But then they said that joke on stage, and I was like, what? No, what? And then they announced me, and I was so ecstatic when I took that home. And I'm just so pumped that I got a craftsmanship award. Other than this, I've only won a judge's award, and with Tessa, Alendra, and Melanie, we won the first place for performance 2 years ago for the Zelda Gangnam Style skit. So I was so pumped. This is my first time winning first place for a craftsmanship award. And I was blown away. I'm so excited. And I have no words. I'm just so blown away. I forgot to pose for my picture on stage. Oops, because I was so excited. And I was just so pumped. I was just so pumped. But then we were hanging out with, like, I remember after that I was just extremely warm. I was like, I'm in like 500 layers. I was so uncomfortably warm. But everyone else I was with was like freezing. And I was like, I want to go outside, guys. And they're like, we don't want to go outside. It's really cold. And I'm like, I'm really hot. I want to go outside. And then like someone was like, well, they were talking about what to do after, and they were like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, I want to go outside. I don't care what we do. I just want to go outside. But we were supposed to talk about like a panel we were supposed to do the next day. And so we were like, maybe we'll be up later. We went to the hotel room, and as soon as I saw a bed, the moment I realized I'm so tired. I have not the energy that I did 10 years ago. I need to lay down and go to sleep. This thing called bed, it won me. It swayed me with its words. I almost didn't get up to take my shower before bed. I was like, no, I will not be that person. So I got up and showered before bed. But I was so tired. Then the next morning, I got asked to participate in the regular dating game, which was fun because it kind of did give me that exercise in, can you be PG? Well, I guess I'm going to try. But it was fun because Hanji was the one on the other side of the curtain, and I was like, Hanji, I love Hanji. And then I also had a Potter musicals Draco Malfoy, who is wicked funny, and Asuka from Evangelion and they were on either side of me fighting like cats. It was great. And then like the whole thing was just such a great event. Then we went to dinner with like 9 people, and I always feel bad when we walk into a restaurant, we're like, can you seat 9? And they're like, we need some time. I used to just see sad people moving tables for us in the back. But I mean, each of us tipped like 10. I mean, that waitress made so much money. Each of us tipped like more than $8. So she definitely, like, I mean, I gave her like something like a 45% tip off my check. So I tipped her like $9.50 or something like that. So she made good money off my check. I would literally, if I could, shout out the entire convention. But I just don't have the time, and I love all of you, and I want all of you to be safe and to stay beautiful. And I just think that everyone at this convention was like the sweetest group of people in the whole world. You were all amazing. So don't change for anything. Well, I will be posting another video that will have kind of like videos of different, like I'll be posting some videos of different, I'm pretty sure Melanie will send me the footage I taped of the deathmatch, which is like the only event I got a chance to videotape. I videotaped some of the stuff around the masquerade on my phone, and I took a lot of pictures that I'm gonna put up, but I'll sort through that. I have a lot of homework that I have to do for Tuesday, so it might be a while before I actually deal with it. So I hope you all had a fantastic time. I love and miss you all. Don't be sad between next conventions. Just remember that you are perfect and that you are always, 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 always with friends, even online and offline and between conventions. So take to heart that you are beautiful. All right, take it easy, guys.